Si te gusta mi contenido y quieres apoyar al canal, recuerda usar el código de creador PlayerP-2503 cuando realices compras en Fortnite o la Epic Game Store. Ahora sí, buenos días a todos, a los que estén, a los que vayan a llegar. Me levanté bien tarde y luego no había puto internet, güey. Tuve que reiniciar el modem, afortunadamente sí regresó el internet. Porque si no, íbamos a tener que reaccionar a esto después. Ya aunque fuera en repetición. Y no mames, apenitas llegamos. Faltan 18 segundos. Voy a abrir Discord. Porque si mal no recuerdo, luego sí va a estar por acá también. Apenas. Igual y luego sí le da tiempo de entrar un ratito. ¿Ya nos vamos a ir directo a los putazos o...?
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellyan responding to your distress call.
Isaac Clarke.
Ah, este es el tráiler que salió hace unos días. Se ve bien. Y aquí no te puedo banear, Kenji, aparte es la de dementes. Tiene que ser tu cuenta, güey.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
Creo que luego ni está despierto, güey. No, luego ni está despierto, güey. No, pues no. Vamos a cerrar Discord entonces. Yo lo escucho bien, güey. A ver si se escucha. No, está muy corto. Creo que. Ahí. Ahí. Yo creo que ahí está bien. Ok, ya sí está bien. Ya cerré Discord, güey. Ya no lo voy a volver a abrir. Buenos días a todos, por cierto.
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone. Welcome to this fourth dev stream for Dead Space. On this very day, 14 years ago,
No dijeron final, va a haber más streams todavía. Yo ya daba por hecho que este sería el último, antes de que salga el juego en enero. ¿Mucho? A ver. Lo puedo bajar más, aunque ya, según yo, ya es mucho. Ya sería mucho. ¿Seguro que se escucha más el stream que mi voz, güey? A ver, chica. No, ya está bien. Ah, ya ese yo dije, sí, ya van. ¿Qué onda, Ricky Rookies? Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Lo subir un poquito porque sí está muy bajito.
And shown work in progress asset to illustrate our intentions. We follow this up with a second live stream in March with our audio director, Olivier Asselin, to explain our approach on audio.
El primero es el único que no vi en vivo, güey.
In the last live stream that we did in May with Mike Yazijan, our art director,
Nos explicaron lo de las físicas y la mutilación y demás. Ese es el único que no vimos en vivo.
What did you guys learn exactly from doing those past live streams?
Tengo que cambiar este pinche chat, güey, ya no me gusta.
To be able to share work in progress or
No, aparte
early
no
assets
tenía ni
with the
configurado
community
esto, güey, no mames.
and get early
La
feedback.
webcam,
We got
nueva
a
y
lot of
todo.
really good feedback from you, from everybody in the community, but
No estaba
also
configurado, güey.
getting
Hice todo en
feedback, like, for
puta
example,
tiempo
on the
récord, güey. Ya
audio
ni le puse
guns
filtros de...
or how
Para que
the
se viera como la que
ratio
está en
did
Twitch, pero...
not look maybe dirty enough or those kind of things. It was really interesting for us to continue to add and polish the assets we were building for the real game.
Yeah, that transparency is something we haven't had a chance to see a lot often in the gaming industry so far. So it was
Eso
really
sí,
nice to
han
bring the
sido
community in
súper
and get
transparentes
feedback,
de cómo han
not only with the
trabajado. Eso
player
está muy
council,
chido.
but with also like people on Reddit and whatnot.
Muy pocas veces te desglosan todo el proceso de desarrollo. Bueno, no todo, pero los puntos importantes como lo hicieron aquí en estos streams. De hecho, son streams interesantes. Ay, Dios. De ver incluso después, aunque ya haya salido el juego, haya pasado el tiempo, si te interesa el desarrollo de juegos, pues es interesante.
And for devs, like every time that we were doing a stream, everyone was looking at the boards, and any type of social media trying to follow, like, okay, well, what are people saying? What are the issues? What are the things that they appreciate? So it's exciting to be able to have that feedback much sooner than we usually are, and also
Pues sí,
not with
pues ya,
all
ni
the
modo.
up
Ya no
assets
existe
that
Visceral,
are
pero bueno, al menos
more
estamos teniendo esto y
marketing-y, and that sometimes
ojalá sea el inicio de
won't necessarily
algo
represent
bueno.
all the effort that the team is having and putting together to explain what are we trying to achieve. So I think the way it was done for us, it allowed to show the behind the scenes a little bit more, and show all the passion and love that the team has for the game that we're making.
Because like everybody in the team starting with us and like everybody at Motive or working with us, we're all big fan of Dead Space. And really
Tengo que jugar esto en stream en diciembre, güey. El original, güey. Necesito jugarlo. Tenerlo muy fresco para cuando salga este.
We are being true to the original. That not only we are remaking Dead Space and remaking it with the eyes of us as fans, but that's also something true for other people outside of the team that are also fan of the original game. And that was something really important for us, and I hope it shows in what we are showing today.
And it's very apparent. I feel like I learned that very early on in the player council sessions that you guys do care and you were responsive to critical comments that we had. And it's coming from a place of obviously love and passion for the game, which is nice.
Yeah, and it feels like you're bringing all of us back in and closer to development, which is a thing I'm sure is very scary for all of you as well, doing that work and kind of opening up the doors in that way. But I'm excited. Again, like, this is going to be super fun, and I guess we have a lot more to show during the stream today. So.
Definitely do.
A ver qué tan largo o extenso es el gameplay que van a mostrar.
So we actually want to start with a gameplay extended trailer that we're going to look at. In this extended trailer, we'll have Isaac that's going to be walking through the engineering deck. And his mission is to repair the engines. And to be doing that and to be fixing something that completely went haywire. We'll showcase a lot of the novelties that we brought to the game. But Roman, to kick things off, why don't you walk us through the different priorities that we set very early on the project and that have acted as guiding lights for the production?
Yes, Phil, but before doing that, I want us to quickly go back to the original Dead Space.
De la traducción no puedo decir nada, Kenji. Yo quiero pensar que los cambios en la historia, porque va a haber cambios, o sea, eso tenlo por seguro. Yo no sería tan negativo, la verdad. Van a ser para bien, porque obviamente la historia se tiene que volver más compleja, porque ya Isaac ahora sí va a ser un personaje como en el 2. O sea, Isaac ya va a tener voz. Isaac ya va a reaccionar a lo que pasa. Entonces, yo estoy interesado de ver cómo cambian, cómo mejoran la historia.
Dead Space brought a classic survival sci-fi setting never seen before in game, with this level of quality. Of course, the gameplay, strategic action, shooting monsters in the face.
Ah, está el regenerador, hijo de su puta madre. Dios, patitas, congelado y correr, papá. A correr.
Fast forward to today, and Dead Space is back to its roots and better than ever. The first thing we did was to clarify our design goal, defining what it
Ay, me mamaría tener la edición que van a sacar, pero no sé por qué chingados lo hicieron con Limited Run. Sí, de por sí no le iban ni poder comprar, güey, porque está bien pinche cara, güey. Sabiendo que Limited Run, menos. Menos, güey.
So, like I said at the beginning, we have a pre-recorded video of a walkthrough of some of the section of Chapter 3, Inside Engineering. And it's the first time that we'll air this, and it's the first look at an extended version of Chapter 3, so
muy
exciting. Let's have a look.
Está.
Hi, my name is Philippe Ducharme, senior producer on Dead Space. Today, I'm here to give you a first look at one of my favorite sections in the game. So we find ourselves here in the Ishimura's hangar at the beginning of Chapter 3. We're going to make our way towards the control room in engineering, where we'll attempt to restart the ship's engine. For those of you who remember the original, the hangar was much smaller than it is now. We get to explore this location and literally fly through it before heading to our destination. Navigating between chapters without
Se ve igual. Que mejoraron. Nunca falta gente así, güey. Nunca falta gente así.
We don't need to rely on the tram as the sole way to get between
Se ve
chapters.
bien bonito, güey. Se ve bien
It is
perro.
now a seamless, interconnected ship. We've got two lurkers here. You can quickly get rid of them with the pulse rifle or Isaac's trusty plasma cutter.
El 3 no me gustó. Y no estoy diciendo que el 1 y el 2 no estuvieran bien. O sea, me gustan mucho esos dos juegos. Pero el 1 se puede mejorar muchísimo porque del 1 al 2 el cambio es muchísimo. Me gusta mucho más el 2 que el primero. Principalmente por la voz de... Porque Isaac tiene una voz. Me gusta mucho Isaac como personaje con voz y todo. Entonces yo sí creo que el 1 todavía puede mejorar en muchas cosas. Esas boss fights con las torretas y... No me gusta, güey. A mí tampoco me gustan. Todas esas acciones de las torretas, la verdad, no. Se ve que están porque así lo han mostrado. Pero esas a mí tampoco me gustan. A la verga, no se ve ni madres, güey. ¿Ah? Órale, putos. Querían que no se vieran ni madres, ¿no? Ahí está.
The way to the refueling station is just a little further ahead.
Yo tengo el del 1 y el del 2 técnicamente, pero el 360, así que ya no cuentan. Le saqué todos los logros a los dos. El del 1 no está difícil, el del 2 sí fue más complicado, pero en Xbox era más sencillo hacerlo. Gracias a los dos discos tenías un save extra en ese modo imposible, que no te podían quitar.
One of the things we tried to achieve was to add more context to the various objectives, to expand on what was there, and bring a bit more detail and depth where we could.
Es que eso es lo padre del 2, toda la reacción de Isaac, por eso te digo, o sea, este tiene mucho potencial de ser mucho mejor que el original.
This card should allow us in, and we can now make our way back.
Isaac, Hammond.
Daniels? You made it.
Thank God. After the bridge, we thought...
I'm glad to disappoint. I barricaded myself in the computer core.
Gracias. Ahí se acaba, güey. Y es el mismo actor, güey. Bendito sea.
You're in engineering, right? I'll give myself admin privileges. Maybe I can help.
Now that we have access to this room, we're faced with a very tough choice. We could cut power to life support and rely on air canisters for oxygen, but today we'll play a section without lights instead.
Oh, qué chido, güey, Esa decisión está perra, güey. Porque o te vas en chinga porque ya no hay oxígeno, o te vas a oscuras, güey, y te da más mellito, güey. Oh, ¿vieron? Esos son los pedazos de la ventila que rompió el necromorfo, güey, lo que le aventó. Wow. Físicas y demás, güey. ¿Ves? Ahí está lo que querías, Kenji. Qué gana de estarse quejando, güey, antes de tiempo, güey.
In the decontamination room, using new tech, we've cranked up the tension.
No, vete a la verga.
Dynamic smoke creates that thick and opaque atmosphere that makes you lose track of the lurkers, even when they're right next to you.
No, maldita sea. Los mismos movimientos, güey.
It adds to the claustrophobia, the feeling of being locked in with a pack of necromorphs.
Dead Space tiene uno de los mejores diseños de interfaz de toda la perra historia, güey. No está discusión, güey, punto. La neta. La verga.
Our last stop is the centrifuge. It's offline, and the Ishimura's getting dragged down to the planet.
Güey, o sea, no mames.
We've
Eso,
added
güey.
so much detail in here. Particle effects, lighting, floating debris.
Y gracias que es solo Next Gen, para que realmente jalen todo ese poder gráfico que se puede. Sí, es una lástima que no salgan en generaciones pasadas, pero es algo inevitable y es algo que pasa a todas las generaciones. Ya vamos para 2 años, güey.
With one of the generator modules back in
No.
place, we can head to the second one. Flying in zero G and not being anchored to the surface makes
Es
spatial
que ve la
awareness extremely
diferencia,
important.
güey.
Combat encounters can quickly become deadly, especially with leapers. And now, with the generator modules powered up, the centrifuge is ready to be activated.
Generator module attached. Clutch engaged. All personnel clear for centrifuge restart.
I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek at the new Dead Space. Thank you for tuning in.
Muy bien. Muy bien.
That was nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That was wild.
From the hangar to decontamination to centrifuge to the interconnected gameplay to the intensity director, the list goes on. The first thought after seeing that is, why the fuck am I using the tram?
Quiero sentir esa vibración del DualSense, güey.
Now we can go back and play multiple playthroughs with different options. You have more exploration. It was amazing. It's incredible.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the intensity director, because I think for a game like this where folks are coming back to this kind of content, one of the things that people talk about a lot is like, well, what's going to be different in the playthrough that I'm going to have when I go in and go back into a game like this? Talk a little bit about the intensity director and how that's going to change the way folks are going to
Para cuando lo puedas jugar, Kenji, a lo mejor ya va a ser mucho más barato comprarlo, güey. Ve la ventaja, güey.
For us to have something like to have the right balance between what's scripted in the game and what keeps the players on its toes. We've obviously, and we've seen it in the trailer, we've kept a lot of things scripted. Like we have to have those precise jump scares at certain moments, and it's important to have the highs and lows in the intensity of the gameplay. But since we're bringing the tram and the retraversal throughout the entire ship, we needed something to be able to fill those section of gameplay and make sure that there was things that were surprising the player so that the tension could go back up. And so for us, that was important to find that right balance and to figure out a way to keep the player on the edge when re-exploring and walking around the ship.
And so the thing is, that balance, there's multiple elements that comes in it. Like, so yes, there is the scripted golden path.
Todavía no hay preventas, güey. Necesito que ya salga preventa, güey, para empezar a rezarle a Amazon, a San Amazon, güey, que vaya bajando de precio de aquí a enero, güey.
Sometimes there might be a twist, like you might expect slasher coming from that vent, and it's not gonna be there, or those kind of thing. But they're gonna play mostly the same every time you.
Bueno, ya tú, Kenji. Yo, si no lo podría jugar en este momento porque no tengo la consola, pues yo mejor me esperaba, güey. No le veo caso ahorita gastar 70 si no lo vas a jugar ahorita. Yo que tú me espero, güey. No tiene caso que gastes ahorita $70, güey. No tiene caso si no lo vas a poder jugar. Mejor aguántate tantito, y aunque si te compras tu copia física, pero ya barata, güey. Si se puede hasta la mitad de precio, güey, ¿tú qué sabes? Yo diría, entiendo que a lo mejor quieres apoyar porque te gusta también mucho la franquicia, ¿no? Pero yo te recomendaría que mejor te guardaras ese dinero. Mejor úsalo en otra cosa. Aprovecha mejor otro juego que sí vas a poder jugar en ese momento, a lo mejor. Con lo que sea que nos vaya a atacar Atlus el próximo año, porque puta, creo que llevamos un lanzamiento anual de algo desde hace rato, güey. Rato. Que nada más porque este año yo no jugué Devil Summoner, pero Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers. Pero creo que tenía una reseña de algo de Atlus, mínimo una al año, güey, desde que empecé. Bueno, en el primer año que salió Persona 5 no lo reseñé porque no podía grabar. Pero de fuera creo que sí. Pero este no creo que pase eso. ¿Qué onda, logos? Güey, como no estabas y empecé tardísimo porque no tenía yo internet, güey. Me metí, vi que no estabas, mejor cerré Discord, güey. Pero supongo que ya andas en tu chamba. Ah, estás desayunando todavía. Está bien, con mi provecho.
The Ishimura, it's really has a diverse crew, and we wanted that to also show on the slasher. So no, it really feels every time it's a new guy and it's a new. You can really believe playing the game. We're trying to reinforce the immersion around that. Like, yeah, those monsters, they used to be the crew.
So should we feel sorry now for the slashes that we take out now?
Slaughtering.
We're like, oh, that person was the cook on the ship. You gotta go.
Exactly.
You gotta get out of here.
Can he cook?
Pues va bien, o sea, el gameplay como no se ve on point, se ve verguísimas. Aparte pasaron mucho como side by side, no mames, la diferencia es abismal. Es abismal.
It's what drew me in initially to Dead Space and really kept me, that whole intrigue. In this trailer, in Decontamination, for example, we have the increased fog, like the dynamic fog, that you can't necessarily always see where enemies are coming from, which is really interesting because of its more audio, and you have to really listen.
Exploración expandida, obviamente expande historia porque Isaac habla, güey, eso va a hacer que las cosas cambien. Beso, güey, o sea. Y te digo, no va a faltar el pendejo que va a salir y decir, ay, se ve igual. A ver, ¿qué cambió? ¿Qué cambió? Nunca falta, güey.
Which I grilled you guys a lot about.
I remember that, yeah.
But I really, really like that since these spaces, you still have smaller spaces enclosed for that claustrophobic feel, which is true to the original, but you also have these very, very large rooms now that are extremely built out, grittied down, very gritty looking and dark and immersive, but you don't know where ads are necessarily coming from because of the intensity director. It's not just the same vent every single time, which is great because then you have to utilize your audio and really listen for where ads are coming out. I love that aspect, and I like Decontamination. It's much scarier in my opinion now. There's a lot to like.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Pisar
the
todo,
touched on a
güey.
lot of
Todas
points
las cajas hay que
that
pisarlas.
were points of interest for us. So audio, we had, like I said, Olivier that went in and explained how we're trying to recreate in one of the past streams, and it is something that like was such.
Según ya salieron los specs y sí está demandante el juego, ¿no?
But the addition of the occlusion, making sure that we understand where is the sound traveling from when you're navigating the ship, to really hear the threats and say like, oh no, that creature just spawned behind me, but I have someone in front of me now. Like,
who should I prioritize?
What should I do?
Yeah.
And we do play around with that, like in the scripted sequences, but also the intensity director, like Aman said, there's a lot of events that are either foreshadowing events that may lead to something or not, or post-shadowing. Like if the enemy decides to jump through a vent and walk away and run away, you'll hear that enemy travel within the world. So
or if he's trying to actually run away after you because you ran away, you saw him and you were like, no, fuck it, I'm out. And you switch rooms and you're gonna hear him go through the vent, crawl in the walls, and come back from another.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it plays such an important part, and with the music, with the sound effects of the guns and everything, and we're getting to a place where it feels good. It feels right when you're listening, the right tune, the right mix. It's always something that we do until the very end, the mix of every sound element. But the team's done an amazing job, and it's great.
Yeah. Real quick, I got to talk about Isaac having a voice in this too, which is really interesting. A lot of folks are going to be excited to see how that's going to play out in the game too. Talk about how important it was to add that layer to this game too.
So yeah, definitely early on that was a huge deal. The discussion around Isaac voice, like in one of our first console, we spoke about that, and at first
I'm still mad that I wasn't the voice of Isaac. I'm still salty about that. I didn't get that role.
Qué chistoso, no, bro.
Are you sure, guys? That's so. Our thoughts about that was like, so yes, we were making Dead Space, but who's Isaac? Who's that guy? And thinking about Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, for us, Isaac Clarke, it's gonna write. It's the actor that's playing Isaac in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 that give his voice to Isaac.
No menciones Dead Space 3. No hablamos de Dead Space 3 aquí. Nada más el 2. El 2 es hermoso.
Call him Gunnar Clarke. It's really is the guy. And so, going back to Dead Space, there were elements that we wanted to enhance in terms of narrative, and one of those was Isaac as a character. Why is he coming to the Ishimura? What's his relation with the other characters around? And also give him a bit more agency, to have him a little bit more passive, like when you enter an area and you get Ammon or Kendra telling you...
Sí, eso no existe, luego, no existe.
Right, you're supposed to be the engineer. Like, that's your role. Like, you're supposed to be the guy that knows how...
Pues no, pero yo creo que pues si hubiera escuchado y suena bien, pues le das el chance, ¿no? Obviamente nadie le da una buena reacción a ningún cambio, güey. Eso es normal, creo ya. Pero si se hubiera escuchado bien, pues ok, le das el chance, ¿no? Obviamente yo también hubiera preferido el actor de voz que ya tienen, porque es muy bueno. Digo, me encantan todo, por eso me mama el 2, güey.
Giving him a bit more personality and agency in what he's doing stuff. But the one issue, of course,
pero el juego core no está bueno del 3, así que ya no me interesa su DLC, no pienso jugar ya nada más del 3. No pienso volver a tocar ese juego.
And it's that element like when you're in the dark and you have to go in the basement and you're looking for the lights. Know what I'm talking about, Caliph, right? No. And you don't find the fucking lights and you start to talk to yourself because it reassures you.
Yeah.
And that was definitely something we didn't want it for that space. We didn't want Isaac to start to talk when he's alone, because that would break a little bit the horror element. And so we have that one rule that is almost true across the game. We maybe break it once or twice, not more, which is Isaac only talks when he's being talked to. He only answers. Like you get to medical, you see the barricade, Ammon starts to talk to you, and Isaac will answer and say, yeah, that's the fucking barricade, I have to blow it. And it's Isaac that's going to come with the plan of what to use and where to find those things to blow the barricade. But then, once that communication is done, and you're alone in medical. Well, you're alone in medical, and he's not gonna comment what he sees, and he's gonna shut the fuck up. And that's something that's really important for us, and I think it really improves the immersion because also it gives reactions to Isaac to elements that were
Así es,
feeling
Kenji.
weird.
Ni lo pidas, aparte no tengo ese juego en PlayStation. Lo jugué en Game Pass con logos.
That's awesome. I'm super excited to see that come to life because I know when I am scared, I do really, really dumb things. I talk to myself, I beatbox, so Isaac.
Yo quería un remaster así como de la trilogía para no tocar el 3 y jugar de nuevo el 1 y el 2, pero ya viendo que después cuando anunciaron el remake, dije, no, esa colección ya no creo que exista. Se van a enfocar en esto. Si es que en algún momento existió hipotéticamente, no, ya no.
Good on him, for sure.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be a celebration without showing some more awesome stuff for the Dead Space.
A ver.
I'd like to introduce our friends at Limited Run Games, Alina, Jared.
Ay, me vas a empezar a tisear con lo que no puedo comprar, maldito. Aún así, bueno, sí tienes razón, que no lo oí bien. Aún así no. No.
Alina, hi, I'm Alina from Limited Run Games.
¿Por qué no soy millonario, güey? Me quedé con las ganas del pinche casco del Doom Slayer, del Doom Eternal, y me voy a volver a quedar con las ganas del casco de Isaac.
Was this the Isaac helmet? And holy crap, it happened! Isn't this amazing? And we're going to get to it in just a minute. Yes, it's the most exciting part. But
qué triste, güey. Qué triste es la vida, güey.
Great other stuff in this collector's edition we want to show you. And for more on that, Alina.
So we're super excited to talk about the components of this Dead Space Collector's Edition. There's so many awesome things.
Voy a poner el modo Borja, güey. Voy a pedir que me lo manden gratis, güey. Me lo merezco, güey.
Marker statuette. It's beautiful. It's going to be heavy, and we can't wait for you guys to put it on your desk. We also have a steelbook included, which has the Dead
está bien
Space
chida la
logo
pinche
and Isaac's silhouette
edición,
on the
güey.
back.
Okay, totally interrupting here, but I want the embroidered Ishimura 3-inch patch. I want to stick it on something. I don't know, my jacket, my hoodie here, my forehead. I don't know. Where are you going to put it?
I don't know. You could put it on anything. Maybe a backpack. Oh.
A dog?
A dog.
A pig?
A
Dinosaur?
pig too. Yes.
Pizza?
Yes.
Don't eat it.
But it might taste good.
Yeah, getting back to this, apparently we also have a lithograph of some sort?
Yeah, we do. We also have a lithograph
Uy,
print
sí.
encased in a bifold
Con la...
portfolio.
Ese plasma cutter tiene las mismas dimensiones que... No, está peor porque un amigo se compró esa madre, güey. La mayor decepción de su vida, güey.
You can stick it anywhere you want to.
And a soundtrack and 4 mini posters.
And now what you really
La de
came
cajita
here
feliz,
for.
güey.
That's
Pero el
right,
casco.
the Isaac helmet. Look at this thing of beauty. It lights up. It's big. It's hefty. And it's absolutely enormous. Not only is it big and hefty and enormous, it's also adjustable. Now, I have a truly colossal noggin, like a big old fat head. And this thing, watch this.
¿Con todo y lentes, güey?
Goes right on it. That's right. Alina, is this an improvement?
I think it looks very good.
You do? Well, you know what? I mean, okay, so
A ver, préndelo.
again, it's adjustable, so it'll fit any size.
Wow, si se lo puede poner con los lentes, eso está muy cabrón, güey.
Probably your head, definitely Alina's head, but you're not going to put it on.
My hair. So yeah, there's a lot of love and passion that went into the creation of this helmet.
Yo quisiera,
it's based
güey.
on in-game sculpts. Our team worked directly with the character artist to get the paint, shape, and feel just right.
You can feel the love that went into every texture of this helmet. Folks, this is a spectacular collectible.
No lo dudo, cabrón, pero
sus
envíos son de la...
You can pre-order the Dead Space Collector's Edition for a limited time on limitedrungames.com.
¿Por qué con Limited Run, güey?
PlayStation 5,
Es EA.
Xbox, and PC.
Friends, this is one spooky piece of headgear. We hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
No sé por qué este proyecto siempre me ha dado la sensación como que es independiente ahí, porque como que están haciendo todo por ellos. O sea, porque siento que si se fueron con Limited Run es porque ya no está dispuesto a hacerlo él. A invertir para hacerlo él. Pues ni modo.
On stream.
Me mamaría tener ese casco, güey. Me mamaría. Pero pues no va a pasar.
like they've liked the shorts that we had, the hoodies that we shown at the different live streams, and they were asking where they could get it. So like we're happy that working with
Con
different
esa edición
teams
sí dan
internally,
ganas de
we actually
salir
were
a
able to spin
hacernos
out
a todos
a shop that's going to
una
be coming
otra,
soon. So you're going to be able to get
uno
shirts
otra
like mine, like
vez. No
Roman's,
entendí
and
luego.
Prototype, but there will be multiple shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. So keep on the lookout for the store coming soon, right?
Yeah.
All right, time to wrap this up.
Huge shout out to our team at Motive and all of the collaborators that have helped us bring this remake to you all.
And a big, big, big thank you to everyone.
Ya no más streams de esto, ¿verdad?
Project, whether it's at Motive or all of our partners, but also to everybody in the community council. Thank you very much for all your feedback, for helping us make that remake a true Dead Space experience, and to everybody in
to
the
make us
larger
whole
community
again.
that tuned in during our live stream, that gave us feedback, that also helped us shape that remake. Thank you very much.
We're lucky to have the community council that's with us today for the anniversary live stream. So thank you all for your presence. Your feedback has been very useful all throughout production. So being with us since conception, it's been great. Thank you. If you like what you've seen today and are
Que
excited
make us
about the
whole
return
es
of
como
Dead Space
hacernos
on PC and
completos, o
next-gen
sea,
consoles, the game
completarnos.
is available for pre-order, or you can mark your calendar for January 27th, 2023.
O make
We're
us
eagerly
todos ser
looking
uno.
forward to that day.
También. Sí, cierto.
Be sure
Tienes
to
razón.
follow our different social channels to stay up to date on all the Dead Space related information so you don't miss anything leading up to our launch. Jackie, Khalif, thank you for being with us today. Excited to play some more of the game?
Primero emocionándonos y ya después destruyéndome con lo que no puedo comprar.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to check out the Ishimura and all the goodness that you put in. So it's time.
Qué triste,
It's time to
güey.
get it on.
I'm really hyped for launch. Ready, it's about time.
Oh yeah. Roman, comme toujours, un plaisir.
¿Enero qué? ¿Enero 20 y algo?
Thank you, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today.
Enero
and
23,
looking
¿no?
forward to showing more of the game to you all.
El trailer una vez más.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellyan responding to your distress call.
Isaac Clarke.
What have you got, Isaac?
Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, the triumphs.
Can you handle it alone?
Fix the centrifuge. Get the fuel running.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
Los rutos se van a volver a poner ese trofeo que tenía el original, de pasar todo el juego solo con la plasma cutter. Fue lo primero que hice. Era bueno, al menos en el original era muy buena arma, ¿no? Realmente era algo muy fácil de hacer, en mi opinión.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clark. With or without you.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here.
Yo Nicole lo escucho igual, güey.
Nicole?
Sí, igual y sí lo... Thank you for watching. Pues esta estuvo cortito, estuvo bien, se ve increíble. Más gameplay, se ve muy chingón todos los sistemas. Ya después yo sí uso más armas, sobre todo en el 2. No me gustan todas las armas, pero... Es que la plasma cutter es muy efectiva, demasiado efectiva. Realmente no necesitas más. Con esa tienes suficiente. Pues muy chido. No dijeron que fuera el último stream. En caso de que hagan otro, pues lo vamos a ver aquí porque ya vimos los anteriores. Ya no creo que hagan otro. El juego sale en enero. Y pues estamos ya en octubre. A lo mejor veamos más en los Game Awards, quién sabe. Vamos a ver los Game Awards juntos, ya saben que eso siempre. Y pues nada. Dead Space, se ve chingón. Alguien regáleme la edición de colección de Limited Run. Para cualquier consola, no importa. Yo me compro mi copia física normal de para mi Play 5 ya. Si me consiguen una de, ¿cómo se llama? De series o una de PC, ya ahí regalamos el código. No sé qué pedo. Pero no mames, me mamaría tener ese casco, güey. Maldita sea, güey. Y si hubiera tenido la de Doom Eternal, güey, si no hubiera sido porque chocó con el inicio de la pinche pandemia, güey. Ahí fue donde todo valió verga, güey, porque fue cuando el dólar se disparó así culero, güey, y fue así como, no, ya estoy es incosteable, güey. No, el trato no me conviene, Kenji, mejor me compro yo mi edición, güey, me sale más caro. No, pide algo equiparable, Kenji, no seas así, güey. Eso es ser aprovechado, Kenji, ¿eh? Eso es ser aprovechado, güey. Porque eso sale, el Series X sale más caro que comprarte la edición, güey. Entonces, no, güey, pide algo igual, güey. La misma, del mismo rango de precio, güey. Tú ya estás abusando, güey. Tú estás abusando, güey. Eh... Aparte, ¿para qué, güey? ¿No vas a jugar Persona otra vez, güey? No, no, no. No, Kenji, no. Pídeme algo del mismo precio, güey. Estoy seguro que hasta está más cara la de esta Dead Space que la nueva que van a vender de Royal Next Gen. Muy fea edición, la verdad. Pero creo que lo mejor es el maletín de Akechi y hasta eso, como que no está tan chida. Pero pues ya vamos a terminar esto. Fueron unos 40 minutos, empezamos justo a tiempo. Afortunadamente el internet no nos traicionó. Sí se pudo. Entonces gracias a Kenji que estuvo ahí platicando y Rookies que pasó a saludar. Logos, suerte en tu chamba. Hoy, homie, tengas buen día. Yo me voy, tengo que desayunar. Tengo que ponerme a estudiar porque tengo un examen mañana que no quiero. Así que los veo. ¿Hoy qué es? Viernes. Los veo mañana en Twitch. Vamos a jugar Guilty Gear. Ahorita que está la beta del crossplay. Con todo el DLC. Entonces, quien quiera jugar, ya saben. Siempre son bienvenidos. Bonito viernes. Buen fin de semana a todos. Y los vemos en la próxima. Bye bye.